Greetings, everyone. We're here at the mobile food bank sign mannequin. I can't believe he did that. And where are we? 3 guesses. We are at the MK Ultra Mind Control Headquarters, the Evergreen State College. Here we've got a little greeter. And you guys are too funny. Here's our grassy knoll to remind us of the JFK assassination. This is actually, no joke, called Red Square. And there's that clock tower to remind us of the Kent State shootings, it appears. This has been refurbished over the years. Red Square originally was only the bricks. It was designed so that if there was a riot, something sticky or slippery, should I say, could be let out through pipes and everyone would fall. But because this is a rainy place, people were falling anyway all the time, and so they've had to modify it over the years.
To make it a little less of a tripping hazard.
They sure have. That looks brand new. So there's these are COVID times, and I guess that's why the food bank's here. It looks like we've just got a lot of hungry students and no cafeteria. Is that what's going on? So here we are, and once again there's our multi-million-dollar grassy knoll. And this place was founded, what, in 1967?
Or 65.
65, was it? Okay.
I don't know.
And I think that this was completed in the early to mid 70s, this campus, and it all looks very prison-like. This was new since I was here, and it was forest land. This was originally, of course, a forest, and the land was donated for only a few buildings to be built, and then supposedly, like, the plans got lost, the original plans. But this is
here's a little area of more benches.
an area of more benches. All right, that looks new, doesn't it?
It looks even more prison-like.
All right, and shall we see if there's anything going on in the...
Look, Mama, look.
Yes.
Over here. Down.
Oh, cute. Okay. That's pretty cute, actually, isn't it?
Oh, what's the dog?
Hey, doggy, how are you? There's the science building. It's really kind of just a good day to walk the doggy here, isn't it? Shall we see if there's any sort of fun signage up anywhere? Or has everything just sort of come down? It's hard to know, isn't it? Here we are on Red Square. And we don't know if there are students living here or not, or really what is or isn't going on here at the time. No. Let's see. I see some signs over this way. Do you think we can peek in anywhere?
Let's see.
Is that in the job searching area?
Probably it says J plus news T something. Black Lives Matter. Love backwards. And I don't know what the other one says.
Black Lives Matter. Refugees and immigrants, welcome here. Absence, presence. Oh, that's like that day that Weinstein guy got on Tucker. Okay. And then we have our backwards love right there. Okay. So it's a little hard to find stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shall we go see if we can peek into the cab?
If you want to, your choice.
You don't mind?
No.
How is everybody today?
Good.
Excellent.
How are people getting through quarantine? That's my question.
Yeah, what's everybody's favorite thing to do?
Favorite documentary and favorite book? Or favorite YouTube video?
And music? Oh, is Chaos still playing?
I guess so.
More than 350 volunteers help keep the registry green and the shelf stocked. We have many opportunities for people of all different abilities and origins. You can become an Olympia Food Co. volunteer and join other working members and staff who keep our community strong. You can sign up for a volunteer orientation tour at either store to get started. Our east side location is at 3111 Pacific Avenue, and the west side is at
All
921
right.
Rogers Street.
Oh,
Interesting.
does that remind you of somebody?
Does it remind you of someone you know? Did that sound like a familiar voice?
When they were talking, it reminded me of Tom because Tom volunteered.
Oh, because he volunteered for a lot of stuff.
Relentlessly.
I guess it's just it's kind of too shut up here, isn't it? I don't.
Look. I found something. COVID-19. Stop the spread of germs. Help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases like COVID-19. Avoid contact with people who are ill. Cover your mouth.
Terry
And wash your
specializes in
hands.
complete automotive care and repair for all makes and models. More information available at 360-943-0410 or online at terrysautomotive.com. Terry's Automotive is a Chaos member discount business.
Hi, this is Chet Vincent, and you're listening to KAOS 89.3 FM, Olympia.
That might be copywritten, right?
Probably.
So you like the little COVID sign over here, you were saying?
Yeah.
Stopping the spread of germs?
Yep.
All right.
Avoid touching eyes, nose, mouth. Clean frequently. Stay home when you're sick and wash your hands with soap for at least 20 seconds or more.
Well, we really thank everybody for coming. And if we see anything of interest, we'll
walk down to the
You wanna-
long building.
you want to go down to the longhouse?
Longhouse, sorry.
Okay.
I can't think today.
No, it's all right. No
My
problem.
brain is off, of course.
You know, there might be something around along the library. Do you mind walking along the library?
And,
And maybe we can see some offices. Oh, Les Purse. Purse Hall. Les was one of the presidents of the college. And he'd been a vice president under Joe Olander, who was probably the most, he was the president of the college who wrote a book called Science Fiction and Criminal Justice. Or was it Criminal Justice through Science Fiction? Pretty interesting stuff. Okay. And became persona non grata in Australia for some reason. They're having a good time. And there was a disappearing Picasso that was here under him. So, he was under the witness protection program here. And that was his cover, was being the president of the Evergreen State College back in the early 80s. Okay, we've got a Halloween pumpkin. Not sure why.
That's right. That is one of the most random things I've seen.
It is pretty random. Lori Edfest. Hey, little
you
girl,
got?
are you okay? Some kind of poetry network. Is everything sort of bouncing back on the glass? There.
And then
There's some little poetry
we
folk
support
for you.
TESC union workers. Evergreen workers support us. Washington Federal Service State employees. Something Council 28 something.
You know, in a way that's not true. Remember Greg?
Oh yeah.
He was this guy that we knew who went here and was a student, but he also had a job as a janitor here, and he was really tall and he had really bad knees, and his boss was really sadistic and would always give him jobs like where he like had to be on the ground all the time and bending down really low, and they never gave him jobs like that, you know, that he really could have been good at. It was like the person was really sadistic and always gave people the job that they would be like absolutely worst at. And he would go and complain to the union and give them dues. And, you know, they completely didn't pay attention to him at all. In fact, I think he had some kind of lawsuit and runarounds. And I think he completely like gave up and got exasperated and fled from the place. He completely split. Like, he literally, you know, and he'd worked here for years. He was he was Inez's boyfriend, right, Greg?
Yeah.
And he just had a complete nervous breakdown over the whole
Do you want to tell
thing.
the story about why they have police out here?
Is that the Arthur story?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very interesting because Arthur had been a student here, and it turned out that there were security guards here that were running around with guns that had no training, and they were doing things to a friend of ours here who was a student, and he found out at some point this is a state facility that has like these kind of yahoos running around with like loaded weapons and no training. And then he started finding out like all this weird stuff that had gone on. There were people that had been locked in rooms with these crazy security guards, and so he sued the state and made them get actual real police out here. But they're always building things. It's kind of creepy because they weren't supposed to. They were not supposed to. But, you know, they're always kind of getting money. And then a lot of buildings that have already been here, they'll gut. Some things might look nicer, but some things don't. Hey, we've got action. We've got the garbage man. I guess no matter how shut down it gets, garbage still gets produced? I don't know. Garbage people.
Because the college would be disgusting if they didn't have
So-
garbage people.
Just another kind of building over there.
It would be really disgusting, wouldn't it?
Yes. For people to have little pretentious meetings in or something, I don't know. So there we go. We're kind of in the back here, aren't we, you guys?
Yep.
We're like in the back.
Alright, wanna go
Sure, that sounds
to
great.
that building?
All right. Thank you for coming along. And
This dog is insane. He's been running me all over.
is he enjoying all this?
Yes.
He has to meet every pole, doesn't he?
He has to get to know it, just like Tom.
It is really fun here, though, isn't it? Quiet. You like it?
Look at those little designs.
We've got some little kind of quacky doodle stuff going on. Hey, you guys. We've got you know, there's a little garden he might like over this way to dig in.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna have to go around
How come?
because that provide because that's like not.
No, don't worry. Really? Oh, you're right. Yeah, that is pretty out there.
And obviously we wouldn't want to get hurt. Come on.
Okay, here's a little contemplative place. And once again, this was designed originally as a prison with this kind of, blueprint of the prison in Arizona, Jimmy Hoffa cement style architecture. I guess, I don't know what happened there. Hey everybody.
Let me know when we're gonna.
Shall we go?
Yeah.
That's completely wonderfully fine. I thank you for coming.